Hey y'all, what's up? Hi there. I'm so excited to be here. Let's see, a couple people are excited. I'm getting, yes, definitely. Good morning from the UK. What's up, Maria? I know you're on here. My Marias. So let me see a little quick hair check. All right, I'm super excited to be here tonight. It has been again about a month since I've gone on. And I'm not really sure what's going on with you, but I have learned what's happening for one's happening for all. And it has been quite the swirl and twirl, huh? So we're going to jump into a beautiful oracle today brought from the earth, actually. And you know me, we're not going to spend a huge amount of time, but I do want to kind of set the tone, okay? Hey, girl. Oh, it's lovely to be seen. It's lovely to be seen. Hey, girl. What's up? Amethyst. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you guys are here. So 1:11 on the clock. Ooh, goosebumps. We're in 11:11 where I am at this moment. And what does that mean? It's just a signal to pay attention what's happening around you. And so we have this beautiful energy coming in, right? Yeah. We have this beautiful energy coming in the next 3 weeks and constantly learning a little bit. So, have you been expanding in your own growth and knowing that there are cycles? Okay. So, knowing that there are cycles within the expansion of spiritual growth. I am assuming that you are at a point where you're kind of like feeling that you're on the cusp of something. And let me tell you, in these next 3 weeks, we have some really beautiful energy coming in. So let's look at the forecast. What is the forecast? We're going to be jumping into week 1. And then next Monday, you can come in for week 2 and the third Monday, week 3. So we're going to, instead of me jumping in and doing this long oracle, you coming back, having to come back, we're going to break it up. Okay. So that's really cool. That's a new change. That's Gabs in the background. Say hi, Gabs.
Hi.
So yeah, I'm a mom. You could have probably seen my husband, my kids. I would never say anything in front of you that I wouldn't say in front of them. So maybe we'll get blessed with Jordan. Who knows? I'm sure she'll jump on. Okay. So yes, I have been working with the earth, and when there were some messages that wanted to come through for these next 3 months. And I've been sharing some messages here and there about some energies coming in for like a couple days. So this is a little bit longer energy. And I love that I'm sharing with you the picture that brought you in here is a picture of the Primavera. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. It is a famous piece of artwork. And I love that this came in because this really is setting the tone. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. So, this particular piece of artwork was famous. Actually, I'm going to jump around a little bit. Let's go back to Earth. Okay, so I'm getting some messages from the Earth, and the very first thing that I was getting is that I'm being shown something. So, and to kind of tell it back. Hey, I'm so happy you're here. So, over these next 3 weeks, what's being highlighted is our higher heart, which is our center of unconditional love. Okay. Many of you have been going through. So remember, we're all going through something and it's very different because we're individualized, right? But there is a collective energy. Some of you are kind of wrapping up this heart awakening where like you've been going through it. Some of you are just starting that. Okay. So we're all at different steps. But collectively, we're having some energy affect our higher heart, our throat chakra, and what is the well of the dreams, which is really to me like the house of the shadow. Okay, think siren energy, and we all carry it. Okay, if you're new to my channel, I am a teacher. I talk about like what is shadow, just real quick, just to kind of set this palette because it's important. These three centers together take me in a place, energetically speaking, which is talking about the Sacred Heart. And so I will preface at the beginning, and I will be sharing that this is an ideal time for a Sacred Heart healing. And basically, what that is it talks about shadow, which is cumulative. Okay, there's a difference between karma and shadow. We're not going to jump into it huge now, but shadow is cumulative. So there are many of us, there's a collective of us that are cumulatively breaking shadow, and it is something. So, knuckles, high five, you're killing it. Okay. And this is the collective I speak to. And the way we do this, it's not like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay. We're connecting dots, we're connecting ideologies, and it really has like a philosophy to it. Okay. And so please share. You know, I love it. Oh, we're getting a hi, Gabby. um, so, but yeah, so when we have these three centers coming together at this point in time, we're talking about the Sacred Heart. We're talking about this energy that you can refer to like Ursula, where your voice, where maybe we're not able to speak our truth. And it's not that we can't, there's just some reluctance. And it has to do with the quality of the emotions, okay? So some people are feeling a little crushed in the emotional space, and that's making this energy a little bit more expansive. Now, some of you are not. Some of you are at the end of that, okay, where you really have been walking through spaces and places, okay, yo, journey. And so we're all at different parts of this, okay? So these are being highlighted, 1, 2, and 3. And what you're going to see over these next 3 weeks is, you know, our chakra system is a communication system to everything. And so it's going to be felt in many different places, okay? So collectively, this is what I was being shown, all right? And this Hydra energy, if you're familiar with the story of Hercules, is like, you know, this serpent comes in to attack him, and he cuts off the head, and what, 3 more grow in. So this has been really like an energy that we've been wrestling with, okay, collectively. So think of like tough, it's been difficult, challenging, and really kind of led to a like an achy feeling in our hearts, an achy feeling in our body. Is this resonating? Let me know. Okay. All right. So over these next 3 weeks, we're transforming this, and this energy is transforming. Okay, which is really actually this week we're having some transformation. All right. So that took me to the Sacred Heart healing. I will be sharing that. If you resonate with that, please set up a time with me to do that healing. It is a beautiful healing. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we can meet one on one, and we really break those energies up to make it a lot easier for you. Okay. So I'll be sharing that. Now, when that all happened, what's being affected collectively is the pineal gland. Okay, so the pineal gland, think of it as like this pine cone. We're changing the weather status so it can open. So if you remember, I've talked before. Many of you have been here. If you're not, I know we're kind of recapping, which I think has value, right? As we set the stage for this 3-parter, okay? Because it's something. And so pine cones, think of your pineal gland, they detect the weather, okay? So they close in times of emotions or wetness at all times. So many of you have been going through this like purification process. You've been opening that pineal gland because collectively, um, you know, this is the story that comes in. So it's not about fear, it's not about narrative, but collectively there's been a change, if you will, to the water, okay? And the change to the dark matter. And what I mean by that is a change in the collective shadow, okay? So we're speaking in, this is where I'm saying it's a little bit of philosophical here. Okay, all right, so we're setting the stage, collective message for all of us from the earth for this week. For days on end, you continue to bend, letting go the truth of nature. Make the choice to rejoice. Live in the splendor of all that life has to offer. Wake up, shake up, take back what is yours. Goosebumps are flaring. Okay, goosebumps are flaring. Then the song came in from No Doubt. Don't Speak. I love that song. So, and the message of this song is what set the oracle. It all went from there. If you are not familiar with this, I will share it on the wall. It is a beautiful song that started out written about a love story and then became it was rewritten. So you've been rewriting your story. And what you thought was your love story, right? What you thought was for you is now a breakup, and we're stepping into something new. And this is the energy that we're talking about. And we're breaking up with that Hydra. We're not playing that game because it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction of where you're going, and we're all feeling it. And let me tell you, I'm feeling very vulnerable just being on here, which is why I'm kind of feel like I'm rambling. So thank you for the warm-up. This is like a warm-up for me, because I'm feeling a little nervous too. I'm feeling this as well. Okay, for sure. Okay, so when the song Don't Speak came in for all of us, and this video really speaks a lot because it's about it like really kind of takes you to this garden with this orange, and the orange is pulled from the tree, and it has like this irritant, has this fly, it has this like infection to the orange. Okay, it's kind of like symbolic of Eden, right, with an orange. And this is really going to come up because we're connecting the dots between the story of Oracle, and the story of Oracle is the truth of creation, which comes across in many ways. Okay, the story from the Bible, the Oracle of the Bible, which is not necessarily, I'm not going to go there, but it's not necessarily what people think. Okay, in what I receive, it's a story, the story of Hercules, the story of Jason and the Argonauts. These are all going to come in together because they really repeat the story. It's just in different ways, and we're meant to connect the dots to see the journey. Okay, to understand the journey so that we can let go of what we've come up, that we have come up against, and that and that we can let the trauma of that go. Okay, and for many of us, this is challenging because we feel blinded in a lot of ways because this is cumulative. This is many of you are ancient souls. Okay, so you've been through many things and many timelines and many things that you don't understand in this moment, but you were feeling because we're multidimensional on multiple timelines, and so it can really mess with your head, mess with your heart, mess with your ambition, your body. Okay, and we're all dealing with this. Okay, I was so excited, you guys. I'm going to show you my notes. I was like, oh my God, we're doing Oracle. We're doing Oracle. I was super excited because I've been waiting to be guided, right? I'm sorry, my Gabby, can you hear me? Yeah. I think Brooke's mom is here. Sorry, my Brooke. Okay, sorry. Of course. So I was so excited to receive this song, to start seeing the messages come in. And what I was getting from this flies is there's these irritants, and they've created this effect, and we've kind of eaten it up. Okay, but by the end of the video, of course, we're shaking it up, guys. Okay, your mom's here. Yeah, I think. So we're shaking it up. Everything is awake. That's okay. And it's like we've been kind of by the end of the video, I'm sorry, what they do is the orange goes right back up. And that's what the earth is coming in. That's what spirit wants us to know, is there is a reversal. Okay? There is a reversal. Bye, Brooke. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hi, honey. I'm sorry. I'm live. Okay. So there's this reversal happening. Okay. And then I got another message. So first we got the first message. Now we have another message. Oh no, that was for me. Sorry. So then I was feeling that pineal gland. I was getting pine needle. We've talked about, the pine cone, the eye of the needle, the dragon escape. Earth is giving, and then I received a gift from Earth, and I believe that Earth is giving all of us a gift, and that's that gift of that connection. Many of us talk of our connection to God, right? To something bigger. But sometimes we forget about that sacredness. Not everybody here, okay? But how can we bring that same sacredness in our connection to the earth? Okay? And our connection to the earth. And today, our connection to story. And that piece of art that I shared is a story. So that's where that song took me. That song with the orange, Don't Speak. I'm going to share it on the wall. It took me to the orange, okay, that was speaking. So in my research, I'm always led to research synchronistically, which led me to this painting, which is in the orange garden, which is a symbol of the Medici time period of the Renaissance. So we're kind of connecting to the Renaissance. And this piece of work is a tapestry. And this particular tapestry was meant to be read. It is a tapestry of a lot of different, like there's Venus in the center, a lot of different gods, right? Okay. And what it was speaking about is you're meant to read, and I didn't know this, you're meant to read the energy from right to left. So we have an energy coming in from right to left. We have an energy coming in from spirit, coming in to do a little shake up and a little wake up. Okay. And it's a gift. It's a gift. And this is what we're going to be reading with. Okay. So in the first part, and that painting is guiding us. It's one of the most famous works of all time. And this Medici family, I want to do a little talk about them because it kind of led to the oracle that we're doing today. This particular family was very powerful. Okay. And they actually funded the Renaissance. Out of this family came Queen Catherine, which if you watch that really popular show right now, I can't remember the name of it. I even did an oracle about it. She is, that is her. And then also led to another queen and a couple popes. Okay. And so we have this, and it is, they're stamped on this earth. Their family, their legacy is stamped. Okay. And so this is coming through in symbolism to speak to us. We're kind of using all of this, and it's allowing us to understand this energy. Okay. So over this first week, we have the divine energy coming in. We've got spirit coming in. And on the painting, if you take a look at it all the way to the right, what we're dealing with are the first four figures. Okay. This energy is coming in. And what you see is the wind transforming one of the nymphs into the queen of spring. Okay. And so we have, even though we're going into fall, we're going into winter, and we're mostly everything transforms in a different way, we're having some growth coming out of this. We're having some expansion come out of this. Okay. And so, so that's where I was like, okay, there's a transformation at hand. So let's go ahead and talk about that. We're going to use the divine energy. What is this transformation to this pineal gland? What is this transformation to clarity? What is coming in? What's I've been alluding to this. It's been like some fog, right? Smoke, fog. We haven't been able to see so clearly. Are you resonating with that? Even those of you, I'm thinking the people that come here are spiritually awakened. You already have gifting, of course. And, are you feeling that? Are you feeling like it's been like a little bit of block, a little bit of uneasiness? Oh, there's Miss J. Say hi. We can't really see you. There's Miss J, guys. Thank you for blessing us.
I hope you didn't tell them about what's happening at school.
I didn't.
You didn't tell them any of my secrets, did you?
I didn't, no.
Okay, thank gosh.
All right.
You
So,
better not tell them.
okay, I won't. I don't know what's going on, but we're not telling any of Jordan's secrets. Oh, no, honey, I did not talk about that. All right, that's so funny. Okay, you guys, we're going to jump into the Divine Oracle. We're going to look at what is this clarity. We're bringing in clarity in 3 areas. We were talking about in our higher heart, right? We're talking about these higher heart, the throat, and the well of dreams. These are being activated, but they're going to resonate in transformation in somewhere else. In that throat chakra, standing in our truth, in our third eye, which is all about talking about our vision, and actually in our ears, so that we can hear our own voice. Okay, so these are the 3 things that are coming in. So we have clarity of truth, clarity of vision, and clarity of hearing our own voice coming in. Let's go ahead and get some clues about this, Spirit. What direction are we going in? Let's go ahead and do a couple warm-ups. Let me pull your guys' energy in here and let's just kind of break it up. But we cut right away to count your blessings. We are in the month of Thanksgiving. I have goosebumps. So standing in that zone of grace and gratitude, using them together really allows these energies that are trying to attach. Remember, we're all different parts of the pendulum, but there are old energies that are going back in for another cycle. They're like, let's go on the journey again. Let's go around the mulberry bush again, right? And it's like, no, we're not doing that. Okay. So, which is really amazing. How can we just go with the flow? How can we allow things to unwind? Okay. How can we allow things to unwind? Where can we find the beauty in the grace? How can we connect with the earth and our surroundings and immerse ourselves into those? Okay. Because when we go through transformative process, you have to surrender. You don't have to do anything. You get to surrender. You get to surrender and allow the surprises. Now you can make a plan, okay? You can make a plan just as I've done today. I was really nervous. I mean, I just know for me, I can only share for me. I've just been experiencing a lot of very interesting things and learned so many things that it's kind of like so many doors were opened that I don't know, I don't have clarity on which doors I'm meant to have open and closed. Does that make sense? But I have resumed some clarity. Okay. There has been clarity coming in. I have been closing those doors. But it's like because of the smoke or the fog, you're not really sure. Right. So it's not that anything's wrong. It's just almost in a way, there's too much and you're not aware of which way to go. This is what I'm saying. So I hope that the wording is making sense. Number 3, how can we just be open to love? How can we allow spirit to come in and do the work for us? Now, as a fellow shadow holder, I mean, we have all incurred trauma. So shadow is trauma put on us. Okay, it is not anything we ask for. So when we're speaking about shadow on this channel, okay, we're speaking about trauma, like a literal trauma. And what it does is it keeps a piece of you there. Okay. And it adds to these energies. I can actually feel a quickening in my heart right now. And it's like we don't need to do anything, but I'm going to use that word we need to express ourselves in order to allow that energy to let go. We need to be open to the love. We have to loosen the control. Okay. Loosen the control, allow the flow, right? Tune out the distractions. Now look at tune out is very bold. Those are those shadow energies that are trying to grab us. Literally for some of you, I know and I feel you when I say this, literally grab onto you. I have a lot of sensations. I've been sharing that for years on my feet. Like literally I have energies holding on to me and I'm like, get the F out of here. Right? How can we tune out those distractions and not focus on them? Because remember, if we focus on the wound, that's that kind of sometimes that narcissistic tendency. We kind of just have that focus there. And it's no disrespect if our focus is there, there's no disrespect. But if you're here, your energy goes where the focus goes. And if we focus on the wound, we can't move forward. Okay. And those of you that found this, you have come up against that wound. Okay. And I'm not going to say you slay your dragon because that's like coming in the background. No, we haven't slayed the dragon. We've embraced the dragon because that's our creative spark. That's our love for ourselves to see that things are not marbleized, that there is a flow here, a flow of alchemy. There are steps. There is expansion in our growth, and it doesn't happen all at once. Okay. Number 5, I'm counting out loud so I don't forget where we are. Laugh at those demons. Allow this alchemy, loves. Allow it. See back there that harlequin pattern? You don't need to be split from yourself, from your creation. You don't need to be split. That's what the shadow does. And that's the nature of the sacred heart. So if you're like, sacred heart healing and you're like buzzing or you're getting something, trust your instincts because the sacred heart healing is all about how the shadow splits us in kind of in half and fights for the intention. Okay. But it's not yours. You see? It's not yours. So that harlequin pattern, we don't need to be split from our connections. We don't need to be split from our truth. We can alchemize this energy. And this is really going to be coming in next week. Okay? Major. Woo, goosies. Number 6. Okay, they both want to be seen. So let's look at them together. We don't, no inverses. Shine your light. Think things through. How can you be fluid? This is, I'm literally getting in my mind's eye the easy button. Okay. And it's like the easy button is this pink button. This is that higher heart activation. How can we hit the easy button and have unconditional love for ourselves and surrender to the process? Sent my dragon off with love, but the few offs before. Yeah, exactly. Seeing that it is all, we are one of all, that we are all things. So how can we think things through, shine our light? And I love how think things through. Okay, I do see this like shine your light. I love that. You see how it's in balance here. We've got the black and the white. So we've got the bold and the thin. But be bold. Take time. Tell yourself if need be. And for many of you, with also this is coming in, many of you are collective workers. So this energy is coming in to teach you to think things through, to serve that forward to others. Some of this is just, we're all at different aspects of this energy. So I love how it resonates with you. It's going to resonate with me in a different way than some of you in a different way. Okay. And that's the point of it. We're all unique and individual. But many of us have this collective trauma, and this is a collective energy, and this is what we've been teaching about on this channel for a while. Okay? Yeah. Number 7, rejuvenate. The paint is drying. And that's that smoke, that's that fog, okay? It's like there is purpose to everything. Like I was aware that I was purposely being blocked, but then because we're being purposefully blocked, what happens is we're not really sure when we're unblocked. And you know what I'm trying to say? It's like we don't have the finished product. Remember, everything is a process. Okay. So how can we rejuvenate knowing that we're having, things happen in multiple timelines. There's multiple things that are collapsing. We're streamlining. Okay. We're streamlining is what's happening. All right. Number 8. These are all of our warm-ups. There it is. Double. Make the plan. Take the steps. Make the plan. Take the steps. Don't let things come in between. Okay? So whatever this is speaking about, now I know what this is speaking about for me. I have been getting since the last immersion that I will be doing another immersion. And I put it here. I am doing one. I'm going to make the plan. I'm going to make the plan. Okay. I have a house have been making the plan. Am I fully aware of everything at this moment? No. I'm walking in faith. I know it's going to be smaller. It's going to be by me. And I found a house that has goats and chickens. So if that's something that's talking to you, message me. So I'm in the Chicagoland area. So it'll be mid-December. Okay. And I'm making the plan. I'm taking the steps. And I know I'm getting, okay, I'm getting to expand here because this has come up twice. So if it comes up in our reading for sure, but when you make a plan, it's really, I'm going to talk about some of my party light coming in here, is you're going to think of the 3Ds. Okay. When you make a plan, you make a decision, right? You determine what you want to do. And then you have, so you make the 3Ds. It's so funny. I'm trying to remember. You make the decision, you decide on what you're going to do, and you have the determination to stick to that plan. So this is how those shadow energies don't go back for another ride. Okay, they don't take you on that boat again through the waters. Instead, we go land ho and we move on, because this is the universe testing us in many ways, you guys. And it's like, have you done your shadow work? Have you really stepped into this? And that's kind of what I think many of us have been experiencing, these emotions. And have you noticed changes? Have you noticed, that you react, or you're reacting differently? Have you had unconditional for your love for yourself and say, wow, okay, it didn't go perfectly, but wow, I was more patient. You know, I felt tempted, but I didn't, or I came back quicker, or I said I'm sorry faster. It happens for all of us in different ways, right? Okay. Now it's time to begin to explore, to make that plan. Yeah, okay, you guys are resonating with this. I love that. So now we're beginning to explore as things are unwrapping. It's like we're getting a little lighter and we're not paying attention to those energies that are kind of trying to lead us in a direction that's not our best, right? So, but how can we begin to explore with love for ourselves? How can we just let our heart lead us? And that's where we want to do, instead of that focus on that wound, how can we bring our head up and out? How can we put our hand down and notice what's around us and allow us to be captured, allow something else to capture our view? And what is that? And how does it speak to us? Okay, so this is all, we've done the warm up. Let's go ahead and get into it. What are we really talking about here? We've been talking about the lens of clarity and the ideas of truth, vision, and hearing your own voice. So let's go ahead and see what's going to come forward. Okay, embrace that power, that unconditional love that we told you the energy is coming in at this time, the higher heart, the throat, and the well of dreams. Okay. And it's like speaking your truth, allowing your vision, sharing your vision, walking in vision, even though it's one step at a time. Okay. And hearing your own voice, embrace that power. It takes you a lot further. Okay, so this is what's on bottom. This is what's embracing our power. And so let's go on that truth. Look at that. How can we have clarity of truth? By facing our shadow. Now, 33:55 on the clock, and I'm literally going to tell you, and I'm vulnerable and I'm not going to go into it, but yesterday, I just want to do a shout out to my friend Jackie. We have been in this together, this weird thing, and I'm hoping she's going to be doing this immersion with me. I'm pretty sure she is. It's her decision. But anywho, I had a moment with her, and then we've had energies trying to keep us separated. So maybe you've been experiencing this. Energies keeping you from like truth, right? And so we're facing some shadows, and I've just been sending these energies away and really just allowing a change and believing and having faith. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, there's real fear here. I have not, some people are aware of, and I'm not trying to make it all about me, but I know that for many of us, the journey is hard to explain. It's hard to put into words, and the emotions that we face. And I know that I can stay forward in front of you and say that I have faced some scary shit. Yes. And guess what? I am not I am not afraid of that. When I am, the fears are different. I've been exposed to so many shamanic things that I'm not really sure how it all goes together, but I trust and I walk forward in that unconditional love, in that fluidity, knowing and trusting in the energies that come in. And it is really a testament of surrender, isn't it? I'm feeling emotional. I'm feeling emotional for all of us that resonate with that walk, that journey. It's been beautiful, and it's been difficult. Full circle moments, but we cannot allow that shadow to take us on the ride. Again, you have learned so much. Okay. And those of you that at the beginning of this journey, if you're resonating more with that, those who find yourself there, whenever you find this, okay, this is the current energy. So these are current energies in the next 3 weeks, like literally in our time. But it's time to face that shadow. It's time to take that out, to just remove that. Because what it's doing, it's like that colossal squid, and it's just squeezing, and it makes it hard to breathe. It leads to anxiety, major. It leads to all of these different emotions. Okay. And that's because it takes you back. It like zips you into that trauma. And many of us don't understand because you're like, I don't have any trauma this lifetime. Remember, shadow is cumulative. Cumulative. Okay. I know you face shadow in some lifetime. There's definitely a lifetime where you were at war. There's definitely a lifetime where you did. I mean, it has to be the nature of, if you look at our history, it is the nature of the beast. So, clarity of truth is really facing that shadow and telling that shadow, bye. I know what you're doing and I'm not falling for it. And so, um, there were some energies that came in, and this is most likely happening in relationships, okay, between you and others. And the shadow is trying to get in between and just create, okay, because it's easy. It's easy. So, how can we face that shadow and really allow it to go? And what I like to do is just to say it, just to say it. Like, I know what you're up to, and I'm not going to fall for that. And I bring myself back, and it helps. It helps in so many ways, especially when you're in stressful situations, and we're all dealing with different things, but we all deal with stress and anxiety in lots of ways. Oh, thank you. Blessings to you. Okay, so clarity of truth comes by facing your shadow. How can we have clarity of vision? By doing all things in moderation, by realizing that we're multidimensional, by seeing that these energies, as we've talked about, the energies of the Renaissance coming in. I've mentioned Hercules. I've mentioned Jason and the Argonauts. I've mentioned the Bible. Okay, just different oracle. I'm just trying to tell you, we're doing different things on different timelines. On some timelines, we're alchemizing. On some timelines, and we're doing it all now. We're having unconditional love in some areas. We're facing shadow in others. We're alchemizing here. We have fast moving energy. So, how can we change the lens? And how can we spoke a lot about focus. So, think of the camera and how can we change the lens to change the focus, right? How can we widen to see that we are multidimensional and that we are diamonds in the roughs and that we have facets and that those facets can shimmer. If we only focus on one facet, then that's the energy that we're going to bring in again. How can we embrace our power to keep our focus on the alchemy, to allow ourselves to go for that golden fleece, the alchemy, the Hercules, the labors, as we're going to see here in the tapestry, the energy moving, the transformation from, the story of this nymph in the wind is not a pleasant story. Okay. She's like raped, but she's transformed from that trauma. And I know that sounds crazy, but that is what we're speaking about here, okay? There's a transformation that occurs because of that trauma. And that beautiful transformation, my friends, couldn't have happened without it. And this is where we get in that philosophical. So be easy, be gentle on yourself. Make the plan, but when we have that plan, it's like taking the steps. It's not just jumping in, okay? It's just movement, okay? Allow the movement. And that clarity coming in for your hearing your voice, speak up. So when you hear that voice, speak up and say it. So, in the middle of the night the other day, I heard my friend's Jackie's voice like, okay, send it away. And I did. I sent it away. Okay. And so it's like, speak up. That is what is the beauty of who we are, how we different from every other animal on this planet and every other living being on this planet is that we have multiple sounds, multiple, very dynamic. And that's what makes us so unique. So we need to use our voice, okay, and speak up. And the energy coming in is allowing this transformation. So if something is bothering you, face that shadow. Okay, why is it bothering me? Look at it, think things through. Take your time and be gentle with yourself, but then speak up about it. Don't just shove it down. If something's coming up in your life that's bothering you, hey, that happens every day. But how can we, number one, this is what happened to me yesterday. And this is just one of multiple examples. Something happened and I was like triggered. Okay. Somebody else was stressed out. And then I took it personal. And where I need to face the shadow is like, well, what if it is personal? Like I can just kind of have learned to kind of look at that and being like, why am I feeling this way? And then I just took some time for myself to kind of think things through. And I started looking at different ways. How could I understand that this person is also going through the energy? Maybe they don't have as much practice. Maybe they don't have any systems in place. And so I decided to speak up and, work things out and just show my perspective and how I was feeling. And it led to an unraveling. Okay. And unfortunately for some of us, this happens a lot. And we start to overthink it. But I want you to embrace your power. I want you to not give your power away. Okay. And that's what spirit is coming in and saying. Now we have another element here. We've got our dragon, literally. Now the orange in the video, the orange is a signal of the divine feminine. And I mentioned some of these stories, but really what's coming through and what's coming through for me to share for you is with all these stories is like we hear the golden apples with the gods, and we have the gods being represented in this tapestry, okay? And these have been shared for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, my friend. And so, in a lot of ways, have some of these messages, and they say that many of these things that have passed on are true things. They are the true oracle, passed on through voice, passed on through storytelling. Okay, and and then retold and retold and retold, and then finally written down. Okay, finally written down. And of course, when I was doing my research here for this beautiful oracle, it's like it could be this, it could be that, and there's so many mindsets. It's not about the meaning, it's about how it speaks to you. Okay, how it speaks to you. And so how it spoke to me and what comes through in this oracle to bring forward to you the story that we're weaving here. Okay, this tapestry is an energy moving from right to left over the next 3 weeks. We've talked about the first part, the the first part of this tapestry, which is the transformation. Now we're going to step into that second part because this is coming in this first week. So in that tapestry, we have the first three figures is that transformation of the trauma. And then we have Venus in the background. Okay. We have Venus in the background with Cupid blinded with an arrow. Okay. And so this is the next energy we're going to jump into. And this is really talking about the alchemy at hand. Okay. I wrote down golden apples, golden fleece, alchemy. All right. In this picture, myrtle. Okay, what's so beautiful about this artwork, in this beautiful piece of artwork, we could spend hours just talking about this particular artwork and the symbolism. Okay, and that is the purpose of artwork, and I love art. Oh, it is so perfect for that. And there's no wrong answer because in itself it is oracle. Why? Because it is creation. It is oracle. Anything created is oracle. All story is oracle. They are all sharing a truth. But the facets of who we are and where we are at that moment is where we grasp different concepts, right? And different truths. So what was coming through here with the no doubt video with the man taking the orange. Okay, so we have apples and oranges. And of course, I Greek. So uh, my big fat Greek wedding, there's a famous line in there where their last name is Portocali and they're the oranges, and the other family is the apple. But together, we the fruit. Okay? So even though we're having an experience in a different way, and we're bringing these oranges and apples together, okay? Because the oranges are representing here in this oracle over the next 3 weeks, I will probably come back to it. It's really talking about the energy, the transformation happening to the divine masculine energy, which is the actions that we take. Um, but this is because of that reversal of the flies, the reversal of the irritants in that sacral shadow, in that sacral, in the water, which is coming from the change in that while it dreams, which I told you is kind of like that house of shadow, the siren energy. So the water is getting clearer, right? And because the water is getting clearer, it's like we're receiving more. Okay, we're receiving more. But the divine masculine is affected by this. Okay, and the golden apple, the apples refers to, of course, I mean, it's in the Bible. Of course, women are blamed for eating the apple, but the golden apple can also be seen and has been. And I'm talking about this because this is the energy we're moving towards. We're actually moving towards those stories in this tapestry. And the golden apple is also seen as the golden fleece because there are areas in the world where they took the the hides of sheep and put them in the water and they would catch gold coming down. So this is like literally stories that were passed. They're literally these are things that literally happened and turned into legend. Okay, and these stories are speaking in philosophical ways and hitting us in many different ways. So anyway, we have this alchemy at hand, and the golden apples is talking about and act is really affecting. So these energies coming in are really affecting and bringing our divine masculine and our divine feminine into balance. There's a reversal in the orange. Remember the orange? I told you it had this like infection. It was tainted by the shadow, by the flies, by the irritants of the trauma. We've had a reversal. It went back on the tree. And that is going to effectively change the way the divine feminine doesn't feel, because there's literally like a change of age happening here. Okay, so this is like comes across in so many different ways. All right, so I don't want to get lost in the sauce. All right, so let's get back to it. The second part: what is the alchemy at hand? What is happening? What is the energy coming in? Myrtle is shown in this tapestry. I was telling you, this tapestry has over 500 plants, 190 flowers. 103 of them have been identified. And the flower, the plant that comes in with Venus is myrtle. Yes, reversal of toxic masculinity. That's exactly what it is. Toxic masculinity, you are so correct, which is really something that we learned collectively as a lesson from the Piscean age, which is the age of man facing man, really. Okay, I want you to look back at our history. Okay. And it's like, are we ready to have learned these lessons? I feel we are. I hope we are. I have faith in us. All right. So anyway, myrtle is used to expand like your sinuses actually. And there's an expansion in this area, in this pineal gland, in this opening of our heart chakra, of our ear chakras. Okay. Because what happens in times of trauma is it scatters throughout our energetic fields and it gets lost in these little crevices in our energetic fields. Okay. And so this expansion across here with this energy that's incoming is going to allow us to hear our own voice so that we can, create some alchemy. So let's jump in and see what kind of alchemy are we doing. Let's get a little familiar. I cut to the wolf. So I'm talking to my pack. I'm talking to my pack. I'm talking to my posse. I definitely feel that. I just mixed our energies in, guys. So let's go ahead and see, what are we talking about? We've got this hawk energy, right? It's like this there's something that we want to grab. We're not really sure of where we're going to grab it, but there's a lot of speed coming in. So there's a lot of speed coming into this energy, okay? I definitely feel that. And the hawk is so fast and so decisive, right? That's my husband. Say hi, guys. Say hi,
Hi,
honey.
husband.
Hey, honey. That's my guy. Okay. And then we have this dolphin energy. Okay. Now, dolphin comes in a lot of different ways. You can eat a couple highs, honey. Comes in different ways. Now, what I'm feeling here right off the bat is that play energy. Okay. So how can we immerse in play? But the dolphin is also the animal that speaks about renewal. Oh, we got that rejuvenation. So a dolphin, actually, their skin is renewed 12 times a day. So how can you go into that energy and allow things to be renewed? How can you allow a quicker pace? How can you find play? How can you be in the grace and the gratitude? And how can we be a little bit more decisive in how we're going, but think things through? You see that? So it's like we have these energies coming together, but the dolphin also speaks about breath. Breath. So how can we take some time right before I went live? It's so funny. I call it 654 breathing, and always at 654 when I go live at 7, I sit down and I do some 654 breaths. I do 4 of them, a box set, and I breathe in for 6 and I hold for 5 and I let out for 4. And this is something that you can do when all those moments when you feel, because and you guys, these energies are fast, okay? You may not even know what's happening. You might wake up feeling it like this something, and it's like, how can we settle into our breath? How can we realize these are collective energies that are just simply trying to take us on the ride? Because some people will go on the ride because they need it, but you've been led here because you don't need that ride around again. Okay? We've got alchemy happening. We can bypass that. How can we be the cheetah? Look at this fast moving energy. We've got the cheetah, we've got the hawk, we've got the dolphin. These are the energies that are coming in, focused in. Okay. And the cheetah always speaks to me about the war paint because they have the tears. And they're not ashamed of the tears. They are war paint. They are a remembrance of the warrior, but they don't necessarily have to live that warrior. Okay. And they're fastest animal on planet. So these are the energies that are telling us about this alchemy. Overall, over this next week, it's time to leap forward. It's time to allow those that is like those emotions to just leap out of that rain cloud. Okay, that's what I'm getting the imagery, on those cartoons where they showed like the rain cloud and it's like right over you, but the frog is like, just jump out of it. Just jump out of it. Okay. Easier said than done, but it really is that easy. Okay, it really is that easy. So, first card coming in is the shark. And this is happening right under face that shadow. So, we're talking about here with both of these cards over this next week. We have the energy of the shark. Now, the shark, my friends, this is so perfect for what I'm trying. Thank you, Spirit, because this is so perfect for what I'm trying to talk to you about. We've talked about the shark before. If you want to get familiar with the animal wisdom of the shark, you can find that in my oracle. Okay. You can also, if you're on my group page on Facebook, if you're not, join it, Infinite Energy on Facebook. You'll see like a heart, a grass heart. Okay. And you can just type in shark and it will familiarize you with the energy of the shark. Okay. And the shark, it's like they don't see well. Okay. And so we said it's kind of foggy. We said Cupid is blinded. We literally have the tapestry saying something is blinded, but we're shooting the arrow. We're ready to take our step. We need to make a plan. We need to walk forward. Even though we're kind of blinded on our destination, it's like we see the potential. How can we pull back that arrow and let it go? And the shark has a sixth sense. They are actually drawn to the magnets, the magnetic power of the earth. So how can you just face your shadow, be fluid, and even though you can't necessarily see through it, it's like you're swimming through it. This is part of it. It's like we're walking through that fire. The universe is giving us a test. Can you swim through that shadow? And can you just allow the magnet, can you just follow like a magnet your heart's desire, even though you can't necessarily see the direction of where you're going? Wow, that's really beautiful. And it's kind of funny because I just heard fish are my friends. Okay, so we got the story of Finding Nemo with the shark. And it's like, are we going through a transition, where it's like, I love that because the shark is like, I don't eat fish, but in the movie, of course, he's like, he loses it. He has a moment of weakness. And that's that shadow talking. But in the end, he conquers it. And so for some of us, we're all in different parts of this. For some of us, we are truly having a very difficult time swimming through that shadow. But how can you just allow yourself to be pulled in that direction? It's like there's this pull, this heart pull. How can we just allow that to guide us? Right? Okay, Alicia Emma says, through transformation, my thought patterns are changing and the old recording's broken. Yes, exactly. It's so freeing, isn't it? Yes, it totally is. And that is where we want to hold. And some of us are holding that to be an example for others, and some of us are walking that. And then there's all the interplay in between. So, how can we be decisive but take our time and renew our thoughts and allow our war paint to guide us quickly in the direction of our heart's desire? Because you've gone through this journey, you do have a sixth sense. Many of you are actually water guardians. I feel this so strongly this is the oracle of the earth. This is the collective energy. Many of you are doing work that you're unaware of, but helping to release that dark matter, okay, is what I've been explained, okay, which is all that stuff from space, right? So somehow it got brought here. It's tasteless. It's colorless. You can go down that bunny hole, my friends. There are scientists trying to use it, trying to figure it all out. Blah blah blah. And to be honest, that's what kind of developed some of this shadow to begin with. Okay, multi-dimensional friends. All right, we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. How can we trust our instincts? How can we trust our instincts? Okay. And how can we also face that shadow and realize that fish are our friends, which really is fertility and abundance. So it really is kind of beautiful. We're jumping forward, right? Like, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's like it's coming out. It's like, how can we just swim through and then jump forward? Okay, jump through those emotions. Because the quality of your emotional body, or the quality of your emotional body is what affects your divine feminine. So the more that we get in touch with those emotions and we allow them to guide us, okay, and that's hard to do when you're in the middle of them because they can be intense, right? But how can we, in the middle of those moments, is the best time to capture in the middle of that killer instinct, okay, is what that shadow does. It kind of brings up something for everybody. I know for me, it leads me to this, like, there's this intensity that comes and it just doesn't feel like you can control it, right? And it's just like I've learned a lot by, like, kind of being in that moment and kind of just facing that shadow and asking myself questions. Well, what would it mean if that was directed to me? I mean, is this the end of everything? No. What can I learn from this? Instead of why me, what can I learn from this? How can I pay it forward? There's so much growth in that, right? Then we have the deer coming up and do all things in moderation. Okay. And this was talking about our clarity in vision. So the deer in the headlights, this is just so perfect for the energy that I'm trying to talk about. This is what's being transformed. So we've got the shark here, and it's like, oh man, can't see in murky waters, right? And it's like, you're probably not meant to. So accept that blessing. But the deer can get stuck in the headlight, right? The deer can get stuck in the headlight. And so it's like, how can we move forward? The deer always speaks about grace, okay? The deer speaks about grace, but just the beauty of how the deer moves, right? And, for many of us, do things in moderation, and just the fact that this is coming here, I am getting some Bambi vibes, and it's like we have the earth bringing this to us, and it's like, as happens for one, happens for all, and it's like in a lot of ways, the earth is like that mother at Bambi, and it's like she was taken, and it's like Bambi had to move on in a lot of ways. How can we move on? Doing things in moderation to bring things back, to honor the memory, to honor our connection with all things. And then in the third one, we have this cobra. Well, this is pretty perfect because Literally coming up to, we have the oracle of the viper came forward, which cobra is a type of viper, so it's pretty perfect. And it's like, speak up. It's like when the cobra hears that medicine, there's that song. "Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na." I can like envision it right now, coming up out, coming up to be seen, to be known. And it's like, look at this energy of the cobra. There's this fierceness. You have so much backup. You are so protected, first of all. And it's just like, don't worry about speaking that truth. Come up, speak up, right? So these energies coming in this first week. And remember, it's all about, in this first week, about transformation. And this transformation is happening to our divine feminine. And we were getting the guidance to embrace our power, right? To really step in our power. And the only way we can do that is to face those shadows, to allow ourselves to be in flow, and to make the plans of the things that come, trusting that what we're receiving, jotting them down. And sometimes they just connect in different ways. I expect with this fast moving energy, a lot of like wham bam, thank you, ma'am kind of energy. I expect a lot of transformations moving forward with that frog. And what's right under that? There's that golden fleece, my friends. There's that golden fleece. So when we jump forward, there's that golden fleece, the ability to now change our abundance, because it's like we've made room with the wisdom, with the connection. And this is energy that's really rooting in. Like, look at this. Okay. So we talked about, I just want to bring it all together. We talked about what's being highlighted. The earth told us what's being highlighted. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. We're talking about the higher heart. We're talking about the throat and the well of dreams. Now here, the shark is kind of embolizing that shadow, that siren energy, the traumas that kind of help us captive, take our voice. Think of the Little Mermaid. So that's being emulated here. And then this energy of the deer is like, I love this. See these blues and greens and whites. This is that transformation of those energies. And as I talk about a lot, the color black is all color. So when you actually face your shadow, it's like that, just what that does is, instead of like holding this dark space that changes the energies that you attract, it goes back into its color. Like, it divides into its color, because black is all color. So it kind of goes into its color bins and it lightens the load. And of course, what's left over is white, which is the same wavelength as that shadow. It's just free of that color. And when we bring that color in, and this color coming in here are these beautiful blues, aquas, this white, it's very serene. It's very calming, right? Are you feeling that? And so this is also the energies that happen when we put ourselves at the forefront, when we take our time, when we have grace, okay? And when we couple that with the gratitude, when we speak up with the gratitude, when we pull the two together, we have this cobra energy. And I'm actually getting to read this cobra energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and like read about that. Oh, hold on, it's over here. We'll finish off with that. I was feeling it. Something wants to come forward from this author on this card. So I want to bring that forward. But before we do, let's look at a couple things. Alicia says, I've begun to feel my emotions in dreams. I'm having spontaneous bursts of joy. Oh, I love that. Maria says, brilliant. I love how you're supporting each other. Brilliant, Alicia. I'm reflecting on parts of my journey as my book is coming to an end. I can laugh at the shadow events in my life. I love that. Thank you for sharing, you guys. Okay, so let's go to the cobra, which is that element of fire. Okay. All right. So just right there, it's helping me when we speak up, we hone on and we say the dragon is our creative spark, but it's like we give our creative spark fire, and that fire, this pineal gland, remember pine cone, when we fire the pine cone, when we dry it out, it's open to receive the clarity, because in times of emotional imbalance and trauma, it closes. That's the weather forecasting. That's how all of this is connecting. So this cobra is bringing in some of the heat, because if you want your pine cone to stay open, you can put a pine cone in the oven and you can cook it and it will remain open forever and ever and ever. So that's just a little tidbit there. Okay. So this is kind of the energy that's kind of full circle. I was like, there's something that wants to come. What is it? Hold on. Let me find the cobra here. I love this oracle. It's just hard to find. Okay. Cobra. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or a spiritual guardian. The cobra hoovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in a form of the inner teacher. Oh my God, I love this. And manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So, the energy of knowing when you're in balance with this energy that the cobra is bringing, is you're a student, you're humble, you're wise, you're willing to learn, and a true teacher. I consider myself a teacher as well. And a true teacher knows that you will always be a student. Okay. Um, when it's out of balance, we get a little egocentric. We think we know everything. Okay. But to bring it back into balance, we take a class, we do a little study, we learn. Okay. And that's what I think is so great about you coming here. And so speak up, come here, speak up, share, and look at how we have this camaraderie together and how we learn from each other. But also, we have the opportunity to come back these next couple weeks. This is just the first part of this energy, this transformation. So, what I leave you with today, please, I'll be posting some things on the wall. I'd love for you to check out that video I'm going to put on the wall from No Doubt. It's a great song, it's a beautiful song. It's actually their number one international hit. So, this really resonates with a lot of people because it speaks the truth of a breakup. And when you're breaking up with your shadow, at first, it feels really weird and it's a little scary. It's a little scary because it's like you're used to those murky waters. It's like, what am I going to go into now? Right? Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Just keep moving. Allow the movement. Spirit is coming in hardcore, my friends. I cannot even believe the beautifulness of this oracle, how I was led to this, how I was led to that energy of that painting, and how it speaks all together. And when you see this come together over the next couple weeks, I think it's going to blow your mind just like it blew mine. Okay. So let me kind of go in real quick. Let me feel are we complete? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Are we ready to end this session? We've done it. We're complete for now. There's some more messages I'm already aware that are coming in. If you are really having a hard time with these emotions, if they are really taking you for a ride, some of these girls, I am so grateful because we've been on this journey together, right, you guys? So it's like I know that a lot of you are in on the other spectrum, but if you're coming here and you're just becoming aware of these emotions and they're heavy and you're okay, so how do you know you're feeling anxiety, stress, but also you're having like a hard time breathing. Things feel very constricted, and this is something you feel often. Okay, if this is something that you're experiencing, if you feel guided, go within, of course. If you're feeling guided, I am getting it as the perfect time for a sacred heart healing. So I'm going to put that on the wall as well. I am going to actually just share, yeah, I'm going to actually share instead of my website for that because there's extra charges. Because I'll be honest, I haven't been making any money. So I'm so excited to kind of get back into it. It's been one of my struggles. I'm making a plan to get back in the saddle, okay? But if you feel guided, please let me know. Spirit has told me over and over and over is perfect for these energies for a sacred heart healing. So if you feel that shadow wants to overtake, we can assist. I can help you with that. Okay. So let's see. Thank you, Michelle. You're amazing. Bless you for for sharing your vulnerability. Oh, thank you. Of course, I feel so grateful to do it. What's on the wall? Alicia, okay, when I say that, that's here on YouTube, but instead it goes like in the community board. Sorry, the community board is what I'm talking about. So I'll post the song and you'll probably see it. So if you get all the mess whenever I do something, but you can click on the community board and I list a lot of things that come in. I've been posting there a lot. Well, not a lot, but the things that come in um, to share. And if you really want, I share a lot in my Facebook group first because sometimes it's not Oracle. I'm not doing that, but sometimes it's energy forecast, things like that. So I'm on lots of different social here on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. I try to share some of those on here too. And you can really kind of hone in on all the different things because I love working with TikTok videos, and I really love because I know that part of my gifting is um, I'm able to help people like meditation. Like I can what's that? A catalyst. I'm a catalyst. So a lot of times when we put the voice of the channel, it really makes a difference. Okay, so speaking of that, let's end this session with the channel message from the earth again. So we're going to go right back to the beginning and then we'll wrap it up. Collective message. For days on end, you continue to bend, letting go the truth of nature. Make the choice to rejoice. Live in the splendor of all that life has to offer. Wake up, shake up, take back what is yours. Allow the transformation. What resonates, put it in here. Alicia says, I wasn't able to connect with your Facebook group. Oh, okay. I'll put a link there too. I'll share a link. I'm so blessed for both of you. It was awesome to be here tonight. Yes, it was awesome to hang out with you ladies tonight. I was so nervous. I have, because it's been a month. And I know sometimes I come across, I'm really good. I'm not going to say fake it till you make it, but I'm really good at being in the moment. And I'm really proud of myself for getting on here and just kind of facing those shadows, right? Maria says, take care, Alicia. I wish you all the best. Yes. I love you guys. I know you guys are in different parts of the world. So thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for all who joined us, throughout the thread. I look forward to connecting with you again next week. All right, 7 o'clock. I'll see you then. Bye.